I've got it. I said I've got it. I'm strong enough. Thank you. I know you're trying to help. You've done a lot of helping, but I'm really much better. I'm a really fast healer. Look, I can walk almost entirely without the cane. Pretty soon I'll be out of your hair. Yeah, well, I owe you one. Probably more than one. So, thank you. But I still need to get out of here soon. How's tomorrow look for your schedule? Think you can give me a ride to town? I mean, you don't seem to be all that busy. Got plans I don't know about? Forgive my doubting nature, but you just don't entirely add up. You say you're an artist, but I don't see much art around here. Unless bathtub gin is an art form, which, hey, maybe it is. It's all about perspective, right? I wouldn't know. I don't make the stuff, I just deliver it. But seriously, can you please take me back to town tomorrow? I need to check in with my employers, my other contacts. I have things I really, really can't put off. So what do you say? Do me one last favor? Thank you. I appreciate it. Any chance you'll let me drive? Don't blame you. I can tell you all day long that I'm a good driver, but all you've seen is the crash, which I suppose was my fault. I don't usually make mistakes, but I guess everyone makes them eventually. I'm lucky mine didn't get me killed. Yes, also thanks to you. You've done a bang-up job putting me back together, by the way. All this here is almost healed, and this over here is just itchy now, which I guess is a good sign. No infection, no other issues. You're like a regular field medic. Did you serve in the war or something? I don't mean to pry, I was just curious. My brother served. He didn't come back quite the same. But he did come back, so there's that. I know that makes him luckier than a lot of them. I don't really want to talk about it. I shouldn't have said anything at all. Let's get back to you. We don't talk nearly enough about you. I think it's fair. We're friends now, right? It's been a few days. That's long enough to build some trust. Enough to talk, anyway. So how about you tell me what's up with that hooch in the other room? You manufacturing for sale or for personal use? That is a lot of personal use, especially since I never see you drinking it. You just waiting until I'm gone or something? Don't want to share? Yeah, well, your stuff's really high quality. Surprisingly good given all this, these conditions. I could see it being a hit in any juice joint. Of course I tried a tiny bit. Why wouldn't I try it? It was right there, and I was curious how good it was. I didn't take much, just a sip, and yeah, as I suspected, you really know your onions, but I think you already knew that. So, you ever thought about trying to make it into a little business? Something nicely profitable? Hey, I'm just asking. I happen to know a thing or two about the business, and when I see untapped potential, I can't help but check it out. You could turn this talent of yours into a bit of money. What's not to like about that? Everyone could use more money. Again, I don't see a lot of personal use happening here. But if you don't want to talk shop, we don't have to. I like my privacy too. And you've been nice to me, so I won't poke at you. Just know the offer is there. If you want to get something going with a local distributor, I can easily help you with that. I could even drive the juice for you. With no crashes, I promise. The people I work with are mostly good people. I know the whole law-breaking thing makes it look not so great, but they're decent. They have families, they have lives, normal responsibilities. For a lot of them, this is the first time they've done anything technically illegal. I don't ask too much about how they run the business side. I just do my job and get paid, but it's honest work, at least for me. And I know the people on the other side of the transaction are happy about it. We get the people what they want. What they wanted for thousands of years. Even Jesus had wine. It's in the Bible. I don't think I should talk more about the particulars of the business than I already have, unless you want to talk about your contribution to the effort. But yes, I mostly trust them. As much as someone in this line of work can, I suppose. No honor among thieves and all that, but we're not really thieves. Of course I'm good. I'm one of the best. I'm not famous or anything. That'd be dangerous, but some of the cops know me. I do longer runs than the local guys do, so I don't really have a chance to ingratiate myself to the local law enforcement as much, but there are a few that I know will turn a blind eye when I go past. And the few times I have been stopped, they rarely think I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm a woman, so they don't feel right checking me. Easier to assume I'm not driving it. Making this stuff, sure. There are more women doing that than men, and some of them are really good at it. You know the stories. I'm sure you read the papers. Sometimes. Whatever news you can get out here anyway. But driving? Nah. I mean, a lot of us women are drivers. It's a great cover. The agents know that, technically, but they feel bad stopping us. They feel bad checking the cars. And a lot of times, they're not even allowed to frisk us. Can you believe that? So we can get away with a lot. One of the other girls I know dresses as a nun sometimes when she drives, so they won't even stop her. There's no way they want the image out there of a bunch of agents and a nun with her hands on the car, so yeah. I hear the disguise works, but I'm not quite to that point yet. I'm also not quite into girdle whiskey territory yet, which is probably for the best given how banged up I got in the crash. Can you imagine if a whole bottle of whiskey broke right against my skin? I'd be torn up something terrible. But yeah, the cops aren't really an issue. It's easier for them to pretend I'm not a problem, even if they know better. It'd be too much of a bad look if they stopped me and put hands on me. Plus, even the police enjoy a drink every now and then. You really want to know? Because I'm sharing a few general trade secrets here. Mostly because I trust you, but also because you seem pretty harmless out here doing your thing. And I still hope to convince you to join the business side of things. All right then, to answer your question in as vague a way as I can, you gotta have connections if you want to get into it safely. I mean, anyone can learn to make hooch in their home and try to sell it, but it's dangerous to do that without some sort of guidance. First, you gotta make sure the stuff is safe. You hear those horror stories of people dropping dead from a bad batch, and that's scary. So recipes gotta be followed, processes gotta be maintained. You got that much covered at least. Then how to get it out there, that's the hard part. That's where connections matter, which is what I'm offering you. Doing it alone is either an easy target for cops or a slow and painful process of word of mouth. It's not so bad in the city, but out here, you'd have some trouble finding buyers. So yeah, it's who you know, or who you can get good with. And now you know me, so I can help you if you want an in. Just say the word. Whatever your reasons are, I don't push. Everyone's got their own reasons for wanting to make money. Like I said, a lot of family people out there doing this work. Especially the women. Most of them have kids to support. Sometimes they're widows. Most of them have never done anything bad in their whole lives. But then they get dealt a rough hand and they figure out they can make some hooch and make some money and keep food on the table. What's wrong with that? It is what it is. I tend to think what's right is often a lot different from what's legal. And the justice system seems to agree to a point. I've heard of a lot of agents letting women go because they know there were kids who would starve otherwise. I've heard of judges giving really light sentences, or even almost no punishment at all, to women who were just looking out for their own, at least for first-time offenders. Just trying to get a little ahead in a world that's hell-bent on keeping them down. So yeah, everyone has their reasons. Yours would be no different. Unless you're saving up for some sort of murder machine or something, then I wouldn't want you in my business circle. I'm kidding, mostly. I figure if you were into murder, you would have killed me already, probably 10 times over. But you've been nice, kind, friendly, someone I can relax around. I appreciate that about you. I don't get to relax around too many people. Not a chance. I appreciate that we're friends and you want me to be safe, even though we don't know that much about each other. But I told you, I like my job. I like to go fast. And I like making money. That's all the motivation I need. I don't care if it's not the safest thing. Even with the crash, even with how painful it's been, I still can't wait to get back to it. Starting with getting back to town. Of course I have a family, but I don't want to talk about them. They're none of your business. Says you. Mind your potatoes. You keep your secrets, I keep mine. That's the breaks. Yeah, well, trust is earned. Trust and respect both. You seem nice, but I've had plenty of people turn out to be not so nice after a much longer time than this. And since you're not being all that open about yourself either... Oh yeah? Phonus balonus, where's this art then? All this art that you claim to be doing when you're not cooking up a nice batch of juice? What's that? It looks like a regular book. Oh, it's like an art book. I get it. You draw on it? You gonna show me any of it, or just wave it at me and claim there's art inside? What? What's the hesitation? For once, you look a little off your stride. You don't have to show me if you don't want to. I was mostly teasing. Not trying to be a blue nose, I promise. Okay then, if you're sure, let me see. Oh, these are good. Like really good. You drew these? That's the view to the east, I recognize that. Oh, a deer. That's really detailed, looks real. Even in black and white it looks real. You have a great eye for this. Hey, this is you. Self-portraits, the artist tried and true. Lots of different expressions. I haven't seen you make most of these. Wait, are you capable of smiling this broadly? You'll have to show me sometime, I scarce believe it. Let's see. Ah, this is me, isn't it? You drew me. A few times. Wow, look at that one. I look surprisingly good, given how I probably felt right then. No, it's fine. I mean, how often do you have anyone around to draw, right? I don't blame you. It's not like you've been sitting here staring at me all day sketching. You must have done a lot of these from memory. I respect it. But maybe tell me next time that you're drawing me or anyone else, you know? Just to be sure people are Jake about it. Never know when someone might get bent out of shape. Not at all, I like these. I think you captured me very well. Look, I even look smart in this one. That must have been quite a challenge. You are a mystery, but you do good work and you make good hooch, and you've taken good care of me. So even if you're a murderer, I'm fine with you. For now. Just get me home tomorrow, and then we can part ways as friends. Sound good? Unless you change your mind about the business thing. I know, but still, can't blame a girl for trying. Hell, even if you don't need the Mazuma, you can always give it to me. I'll make great use of it. I'm joking. Relax. I'm gonna get comfortable and try to catch some Z's. Wake me if you need anything. Good. Night-night. Sleep tight. Don't let the federal agents bite. Hey, Sweetness. Special shout-out to this audio's randomly selected Sweetness patron, Silver Arrow. Thank you so much to all of my patrons. You make this channel possible. If you like what you hear, be sure to hit the subscribe button below, leave a like, and check out the links in the description for my other channels, my Patreon full of great perks, and all the ways you can support me with my gratitude. Thanks for listening.